Hello y'all, I have become acquainted with the hat. Her name is Roma, for obvious reasons, and she really likes Italian food. I don't quite understand how that would work, considering she's a hat. Anyways, that was some Nintendo Direct 2 weeks ago, huh? Man, it feels like the time's flown since then. I've been so busy. I've already made a video covering the majority of the Direct, and that video is linked in the description. And the important thing to note for this video is that Wii Daisy Circuit was confirmed as part of Wave 6. The important thing to note for the next video is that we got these 4 characters as well. Here are my predictions from my previous video on this topic, which is also linked in the description if you want more detail. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. First off, I continue to think that Tormentor Drive will start off the Acorn Cup, and Tor Romavanti will be the starter for the Spiny Cup. Although I am willing to admit that they might end up switching places, both tracks are about equally difficult in my mind, and as I said in the last video, the theming is on point with this setup, which is why I kept this arrangement. Next up in the Acorn Cup is Wii Daisy Circuit, and in the Spiny Cup is SNES Bowser Castle 3. Daisy Circuit essentially just replaced GCN Mushroom Bridge from my last prediction, but Bowser Castle 3 made quite the jump from the end of the Acorn Cup to the second track of the Spiny Cup. The main reasoning I have for these changes is actually a common thread I discovered throughout the BCP, where the second track of each cup is generally a somewhat simple track, and for the first cup's second track, a somewhat flat track. And Daisy Circuit and Bowser Castle 3 fit this trend to a T. I don't take credit for this train of thought, but I'll definitely use it for my rationale. Our next track in the Acorn Cup is GCN DK Mountain, and I'll just admit that this change was largely just because of faulty reasoning on my part from last video. Out of the 3 remaining GCN tracks in Tour, Dino Jungle is clearly the oldest, being introduced in the first tour back in 2019, while DK Mountain was introduced in 2022. While how long they've been in Tour may not seem to make that much of a difference, a common trend is that courses newer to Tour being added instead of older ones. Hence, DK Mountain has a sizable advantage over Dino Jungle. A notable change from my previous video where I gave Dino Jungle the edge due to its unique theming compared to DK Mountain sharing its theme with DK Jungle and DK Summit. Considering the characters that got added, that was probably a mistake. Granted, compared to the other 2 GCN tracks, the jungles as they're called, Mushroom Bridge is even newer, being added in 2023. I think that course's chances were dashed by Wii Moonview Highway's inclusion last wave, and Wii Daisy Circuit's inclusion in this wave. And it was already my weakest choice for my predictions, and it's pretty clearly the least fan favorite out of the 3. So DK Mountain makes it in. The next 2 tracks are non-City Tour originals. I think Veronica Pipeline will be in the Spiny Cup, and Veronica Cove will finish off the Acorn Cup. No potential for switching this time. I'm 100% confident in this choice. A common trend with the non-City Tour originals is that they end off one of the 2 cups. We have Ninja Hideaway in Wave 1, Sky High Sundae in Wave 2, Yoshi's Island in Wave 4, and Squeaky Clean Sprint in Wave 5. As of right now, the only exception to this rule is in Wave 3, with Merry Mountain being the 3rd track of the Moon Cup ahead of 3DS Rainbow Road. I believe that something similar will happen with Veronica Pipeline, for reasons that I'll discuss momentarily. Veronica Cove, meanwhile, follows this trend and a different trend starting with Wave 4, where Tour City tracks end the cup opposite a non-City Tour original. Seeing as Veronica Cove has alternate routes akin to Tour City tracks, I can see it being treated as both a city track and a non-city track, and finishing off the Acorn Cup regardless. It's just a really weird track, what can I say? And rounding up the Spiny Cup and being the cause for Veronica Pipeline to move up, we have Wii Rainbow Road, remaining exactly where I had it last time. The reasoning for this one is still pretty obvious, and the theming is on point with Veronica Pipeline at the 3rd slot, acting as kind of a warp pipe between Bowser Castle and Rainbow Road. But if you still really need to be convinced, check out my previous video on the topic, linked in the description. I feel like I did well enough in that video that I don't need to go through all of it again here. And that's it for this video. Compared to my previous predictions, I think that this list is more informed, not just from the reveal of the Wii Daisy Circuit, but where I put everything else as well. It feels more intentional, while the previous seems more slapped together with duct tape and bubblegum. I'm happy with this prediction, and confident that it'll be correct with the possible exception of the Tour City tracks being flipped around, as I've stated before. And as I mentioned earlier, be on the lookout for an upcoming video regarding the new faces of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at Wave 6. And I'll see you all later. Bye. Where are you going? No, I'm not going to say ciao on camera, you bitch.